Hello, friends, and welcome back to Frequently Asked Questions with Attorney Melbourne, the Bankruptcy Edition, where we're going to talk about bankruptcy, credit. If you want episode 5, you done figure this out. Listen, first of all, and you better not be talking mess about my videos. I'm a work in progress, and yes, I've recorded a whole bunch of these in the same day. Go Pistons, that's what my shirts say, and then don't judge me. So here we are. All right. So today's episode, we're talking about, will I lose my house if I file bankruptcy? My answer to that question is going to be, if you think you can file bankruptcy on your own and not lose your house, I'm going to need you to personally call me so we can talk about how you were miraculously able to do that. The moment you have a house and considering filing bankruptcy, you need to immediately run to a bankruptcy attorney before you do anything. Don't touch nothing. Don't watch no more videos. Don't try to figure this out on your own. It is not that deep. What's more important is how to keep your house. This is where you need that bankruptcy attorney to help you answer, how do I keep my house and still file bankruptcy and keep the equity in my home? That's a whole different set of questions. Equity becomes the biggest thing that has value in bankruptcy because that asset is not something that you could get by saying, hey, I'm about to just give you $1 for $1. In order for equity, aha, mhm. In order for equity to be pulled out of your home, it has to be sold. It's not that you're losing your house because you filed bankruptcy. No, if you file a Chapter 7 and you exceed the equity amount, which is determined by each state, you want to find out what that amount is. Then you want to get to make sure that all of your equity is protected so you don't lose your home. So I'll give you an example. In the state of Michigan, if you are single and you have a home, then the equity value, I'm trying to pick my brain, the equity value is approximately $31,575 as of 2026 of equity you can have in your home in order to keep your house and the equity and qualify for a Chapter 7 bankruptcy. If you are married and both of you are filing bankruptcy, you have the ability to get protected up to 63,000 and some change of equity protected in your home in order for you to qualify for a Chapter 7. So, what happens if your equity exceeds the two numbers I just said? You put your house on the block of being possibly sold in order to get the equity out of the house. If you have equity more than what's permitted in a Chapter 7, this is when you know you may qualify for a Chapter 13. The Chapter 13 is what helps protect all of the equity in your house so it doesn't get sold. You set up a payment plan, even if it is low as possible, to pay the debts that you have in order to keep your home from being sold, from the equity being pulled out, and not feeling like you just didn't know and that's why you filed a Chapter 7. Don't do that. If you have rental property is considered all equity. Even if there's a mortgage on there, whatever is the mortgage amount minus the total value is still all equity in a Chapter 7 bankruptcy. So if you have rental property, don't file a Chapter 7. Don't file a Chapter 7. And yes, I'm really doing this in real life. Don't file a Chapter 7. If you have more equity in your house than I just said, you can actually look these things up on Google. Each state has that answer. How much can be exempted in the total equity in my house? If you have equity exceeding those numbers, don't risk it. This ain't Russian roulette. This the house you live in with your family and your kids. Just file that Chapter 13. Get the relief you're looking for. and have a roof over your head. Does that make sense? I hope so. If not, give me a call. I can help you. You can reply, you can do a comment, you do all those things, subscribe, all that jazz everybody say. And let's talk about it. And let's make sure you don't lose your home just because you are tired and exhausted and simply unable to rob Peter to pay Paul and then Karen and then Samantha. And then, all their friends. Okay. Let's just work this out. Let's figure this out and let's get you on the right track. My name is Attorney Melbourne with Upton Law PLLC, and let me help you see if bankruptcy works for you. Take care.